So, the Chicago Bulls are going to be a pretty interesting team for the 2023-24 upcoming NBA season. And as a new Chicago Bulls fan, I must say I think I'm diving into pretty good territory. This is Steel Sermon Tuesday evening with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram, link in the box below. So in this video, I'm not going to get too analytical and I'm not going to get too theoretical here, but I'm giving you guys just my personal thoughts on what the ceiling is for the Chicago Bulls for the 2023-24 NBA season is. And, as I said, I'm a new fan. I'm still learning, I'm still just in that phase of getting back in the NBA and refamiliarizing myself with everything. And, based on articles I've read, based on podcasts I've listened to, and highlights that I've watched, it just kind of seems like, first of all, during the offseason, the Bulls have just been looking around kind of to see if there's anyone who can come back or anyone who's worth working out for. I know that they had that little experiment with Dion Waiters a little bit ago, but, Dion Waiters is a former player, so I guess whatever. If they think he can come back and play, then, hey, all the power in the world to them. But we kind of knew that wasn't going to happen. But the way the front office has handled, the offseason so far, it's, I'm not a real big fan of team-friendly deals in any sport because, let's face it, the Bulls have made a lot of team-friendly deals, mainly with Vooch, who they signed for 3 years. They gave him the big checks right there, but just a lot of team-friendly deals right there. It's just going to kind of bandage up what you really need to patch up together. And then, of course, you got that last draft pick that we actually owe it out to the Spurs for next year's draft. So I really don't know what the mindset is fully for Chicago, but, we seem to do okay in free agency. The Bulls seem to do all right in free agency. So at least the Bulls are trying to do something about it. But now we get into the overall performance of what I'm talking about with the Bulls here. So you take a look at all that stuff I was talking about, and with me, it kind of seems like the Bulls are in a phase to where if they start a transition, you're gonna be in a state of transition if you don't start seeing success from guys that you need to see success for, like Zach LaVine. If he doesn't take a step as a top option, you're kind of spinning the wheels to where you're still looking for that number one guy, kind of like a last-ditch effort. We need to see it from Pat Williams, too. We need to see it from Kobe White, And this goes back to where you're looking back at past drafts where you missed on a lot of draft picks, over the past couple of years. Like Marco. That was it was just a terrible pick, and then, or maybe not terrible, but it was just a hit and miss of a pick. And then you take a look at what the Magic did when they took the guy that we were supposed to be getting, and now you're kind of like, you need to get your good players out there and your young players out there to develop, or else, you're not going to be able to give them the, hey, get out there and, we're going to develop you and we're going to make you into a 20 shot shooter every single game. Is that fair to say that with this team in particular? In my opinion, no, it's not. But you just need to develop them more, because Billy Donovan's mindset, at least what I get offensively, is just go out there and figure it out on your own, and then let the stat sheet speak for itself. So that's pretty much the timeline the Bulls are in right now. there's a lot of young guys, but you need to develop and use them more, and you need to be able to get a good identity for them. And I think that's what the Bulls are trying to do, is just develop a good identity for themselves. And this is where I'm going to talk about the defense a little bit, because when it comes to the NBA, I think defense is a very underrated aspect when it comes to the defense. We have good point of attack defenders like Alex Caruso, and he's a really good all-around NBA defender in general. And you got Javon Carter. Then you get good wings like Torrey Craig off the bench, and Pat Williams if he can use his size. Last season, the Bulls did really good defensively. 7th in points per game allowed, 22nd in assists per game allowed. Held teams to solid numbers, pretty much top 10 in every aspect of the defense. So I really do think that this Bulls team is kind of like, they have a good identity for themselves defensively, but I think they need patch-up work as far as the offense goes, and it just takes an adjustment by Billy Donovan right there. I put a video, about 2-3 weeks ago, whenever it was, about Billy Donovan, if he's the right coach for the Bulls. I think this season's going to be very telling of it, because if you ask me, I think the ceiling for the Bulls this year is that this could be a playoff team. This could be a decent team if everything clicks right and the offense settles in, the offense develops more, the offense gets in a groove, and Billy Donovan keeps making adjustments. This could be a playoff team, in my opinion. There's no reason for us to not make the playoffs. We've shown that we can hold teams to, we can limit teams, we can attack the paint, we can defend well, we can block well, we can get assists, we can attack the boards. So, yeah, my ceiling this year for the Chicago Bulls, a playoff team, somewhere between, I would say, 47 to 50 wins. We could probably compete with Cleveland, in my opinion. Yeah, I really do think that this is a little bit of a last-ditch effort, and I really do think that this is going to be very telling if Billy Donovan's going to stay here for the long-term future for the Bulls. But let me know what you think down in the comments section below. What do you think that your ceiling is for the Chicago Bulls this upcoming season? This is Still Sermon checking on out for the night. See red, and see you later.